G'day traders, just a quick video here to answer a student question that I think the rest of you guys might find useful as well. The student is trying to add a label to their strategy script that displays the entry price, the exit price, the open time and the close time, timestamp, and the profit of each trade that the script takes. But they're running into an issue. Here's a screenshot of their issue. So you can see the open price is, according to the student, accurate, and so is the open time. But the closing price, the closing time, obviously this is not possible, that the closing time would be before the opening time. And the profit seems to be working fine. But when I look at the code here, there's a couple of issues that are causing the problems here. And so let me show you guys how to add open times, close times, open prices, close prices, based on the inbuilt strategy variables. This is obviously quite a useful tool for debugging and backtesting. So yeah, let's jump into the charts. So here I am with a really simple moving average crossover script strategy added to my chart. The strategy is not important, so we're not going to address that today. What we are going to address is all of this code here. So this is the code that I've adapted to more accurately display our open price, closing price, open time, close time, and now profit. So you can see our profit here was negative 1,700. If I open the strategy tester and go to list of trades, you can see here the same number. So what did I do differently in my code compared to the original code? Well, the original code references two different data sources from the inbuilt strategy functions. So the first one, the enter price, references open trades, and the exit price references closed trades. Now these are two separate lists. Open trades obviously contains all the currently open trade data. Closed trades contains all closed trade data. Now, if you want to monitor an open position, then you will need to reference this list of trades. And this is kind of like an array. And so each time you open a new trade, the old trade was obviously closed. And so unless you have multiple trades open, 0 is always going to reference the currently open trade. If you have more than one trade open, 0 would be the first trade that was opened, 0 would be the first trade that was open, 1 would be the second trade that was open, 2 would be the third trade that was open, etc. But with closed trades, this holds all of the previously closed trades. This is what you want to reference if you are trying to draw trade result data, so the results of your trades. So what I've done is I've just changed all of the open trades to closed trades. So we're referencing the closed trades list instead of the open trades list. That keeps everything consistent so that when a trade closes, we are referencing the opening price. So if I hover over this bar, the opening price is 2,086, same as that. The date is Wednesday, 26th of October, 26th of the 10th, 22. The close time is this bar here, and that is Wednesday, the 9th of November, 9th of November, 22. And the profit, I already showed you that. So this is accurately displaying the closed trade data. Just to quickly replicate this student's code, I added a truncate function that does nothing. It just returns the number you pass into it. Go and check out my library lesson if you want to see how to truncate numbers down to a certain amount of decimal places. In this case, they are trying to truncate this number to 4 decimal places. My script doesn't do that. Just to save time, I didn't bother adding that in. But if you wanted to add that in, go and check out library lesson, Zen library lesson. That contains the code on how to truncate a number. But the important thing here to mention or to draw your attention to is our enter price is set to strategy.closed trades. We're referencing the closed trades list, and we're referencing the entry price. And then we need to pass in an array index. Remember, in PineScript and most programming languages, if not all, arrays start counting from 0. So the first element in an array is the 0 element. The final element in an array, the ID, the index of that element, is equivalent to the total size of the array. So in this case, we're referencing the closed trades number. This is how many trades were closed by the script. And then we need to subtract 1 from this. If we don't do that, then we're referencing an array index that doesn't exist. And our price here will be NA, as you can see there. NaN, not a number. So we need to reference the total size of the array minus 1. If you wanted to reference the very, very first trade that your script ever took, you'd put 0 in here. So if I save that, these numbers will show the opening and closing price of the very first trade on my chart. So if I jump to that right now, the first opening trade here, the opening price is 24534. Let me undo that. And then there's a bunch of code here that's specific to the student script. The only other thing I'll draw your attention to is the label code here. So I'm declaring a new persistent label, a VAR label, when my position size on the current bar is not equal to the position size on the previous bar. That means we closed a trade by definition, or we opened a new trade. What I should probably do here is change this to strategy.closedTrades not equal strategy.closed trades on the previous bar, since we're dealing with closed trade data. That would make more sense. So that's still working fine. So when the current bar's closed trades number is not equal to the previous bar's closed trades number, that means we just exited a trade and we display a new label. And this label is drawing on the current bar index on the bar's low, and the text of the label is set here. So we have enter price and the exit price, open time, close time. Now to get the open time and close time, we are formatting the text with this timestamp format, and we are referencing the strategy.closed trades list again, same as here. But instead of the entry and exit price, we are referencing the entry and exit time. And we still need to pass in the same index of that trade we want to reference. In this case, it's the final trade in our list. That gives us our final entry time, final exit time, final entry price, final exit price of the final trade the script took. And then finally, we have our profit, which is, again, strategy.closedtrades.profit, and we pass in the trade index, the final trade in the list. And that's it. Down here, this should be changed as well to closed trades. Save that, and now that will show the appropriate tooltip for the position size of that closed trade. In this case, that was 1.08 Bitcoin. If you wanted to reference open trades on currently open bars, you need to change all of these to say open trades. And this as well, obviously. But it makes more sense to me that you would want to track closed trades data in your strategy script. So I'll leave this as it is, and I'll leave the source code to this part of the script below. And you can pretty much copy and paste this into any script. One thing I will mention is that if you want to draw the label on every single closed trade on your chart, there is a limit to how many labels you can have on your chart at any given time. That's why I delete all the previous ones and only show the latest one. But if you wanted to display a label on every closed trade, this is how you would do it. So you want to declare a new label every time you create one. If I save that code, we should get more labels drawing here. There we go. And you see what I mean? It's pretty cluttered. So that's interesting. It used to be that PineScript would display X amount of labels in the beginning, and then they would just stop drawing. And so on your latest price action, there'd be no labels because you used up your maximum label count early on. It looks like they've changed that, so it deletes the old labels first and leaves the latest labels on your chart. So you don't necessarily need to delete them if you don't want to, assuming you're comfortable with all this clutter. Obviously, you can format the labels to be smaller, the text to be smaller, the color to be blend in better, whatever you want to do. But anyway, that's it for this lesson. I'll leave the video here so that you can see the changes I made to display the label on every single trade if you want to adapt the source code below the video. And I'll speak with you in the next lesson. Take care and good luck with your trading.